Good morning, everybody. Yesterday was crazy. This is our third day in Amman, but we are now about to head to the Holy Land. We'll see you there.
Look behind you. Look at this huge structure. That's a villa made for a person who lives in the States. It's like a monastery. We are arriving to Salt. This
That's another thing that man was slave so brave and Jesus
look down there, that is Salt. See, the village is located down in the valley that overlooks Nablus, the land of Gilad today, from the Bible. In the land of Gilad, there is so many different events. Today we will be passing first in the lower part of the valley. We have the land where Jacob, after he met the angel of God at the Yabok River,
Yeah, you write your phone number. Make
he
sure
went
you got
down
it.
and he called that place Penoel. I saw God face to face and survived. Here is Salt, another view, the whole city of Salt.
How about issue? He said it cost us
in high school at that time. Camel jump is bigger than a Seattle. Because the Emperor made public bath in all of Rome. So the Italians, when they come to the monastery, they want to go to the bathroom, they will tell you
not let you enter.
Wow.
So in Israel, they will not let you enter. So in Israel, they give you a form.
Okay.
You just need to fill the form, so they will put a stamp on that form.
Okay.
They will not put a stamp on your passport.
Okay. We just keep that form with us. I mean, just.
So it's only for people who travel to Islamic countries. I see, I go to Indonesia, I go to Kuwait, Amman, all the places.
Yeah.
So some of them don't like Israel.
They ain't
Zero
gonna stamp
level,
my
that means the
passport.
pressure here, it is the same pressure at any sea. From this point on, we are going under the sea level as a pressure. So what happened is that like there is more oxygen. Imagine that the UV, the ultraviolet, they are divided in three kind of beams, A, B, and C. The B, it's the one that creates a lot of skin cancer problems. It does not arrive to this point under the sea level. It disperses, it does not hit. The people down here who live in the Jordan Valley, originally most of them from Africa, they were brought in this area by the Ottomans to cultivate the sugar cane. This area was one of the most important sugar cane products, especially in the southern part of the Dead Sea. Imagine that the word sugar comes from a village that it's known in the Bible under the word Zoar. When you read the Bible, it says that Prophet Lot have escaped from Sodom and Gomorrah and he went up to the cave beside the city of Sogar. Sogar, it was a city that in the 11th century AD, they produced a lot of sugar cane and they started to produce the sugar. We discovered all of the different mills. Now, it used to be sold abroad from the Crusaders. When they came, they took it abroad. And the product would have been said, this is a product from Sogar. So the word Sogar, it became the name of this product. And this is how come the word sugar come from.
I'm trying to upload everything on Google Drive.
Today we're supposed to go do Nazareth, but the plan was that you'll be outside at 9:30, but now it's, what time is it now? 11:30 almost. So we will go to lunch now. After that we will go to Mount of Transfiguration, Mount Tabor. This is where Jesus transfigured, showed his divine appearance for the first time. And we will see if we'll still have time. We may do the village of Cana. That's the place, first miracle of Jesus, changing water to wine.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if we have time. If no, we will go back to the Sea of Galilee, to the hotel. I know you are tired today, maybe you'd rather to go earlier maybe to the hotel. No. Okay. The Holy Land. Do you know why we call it the Holy Land? I'm sure you do. Okay, it's Holy Land for Christians, for Muslims, and for Jews as well. During the week we are going to touch on all three religions and talk about all of them, and then also we will mention why there's a conflict between Palestine, Israel, religion, what's going on here. Okay, the population in Israel is 8.5 million. We are all Christians here. Yeah, 8.5 million. 75% of them are Jews, 20% Muslims, 5% We call them minorities. One of the minorities are the Christians. Christians in the Holy Land are less than 1%. Nowadays we are 0.7% only. Christians, whoever gets a chance to leave this country, they will not think it twice.
Why?
We will mention why. Okay? So, less than 1%, but the good news is that Christians in this country, we still have the power here. No one can mess with us.
Wow.
Why is that? Because of economic. 8.5 million people in this country. Every year we receive 4 to 4.5 million tourists. You guys are making the difference here.
Amen.
Tourists, one of the best income for this country. That's why no one messes with us. Not because they like us. Last year, just to give you an example, last year in April 2018, you know, the churches, the monasteries, we don't pay property tax. Wherever you go all over the world, churches, monasteries do not pay property tax. I think Israel and the municipality of Jerusalem, they needed some money, and they said churches have to pay taxes from now on, property tax. So all the leaders from different denominations, they met with the president, they tried, he said, nope, you need to pay. They said, okay, we will do one thing. The first step is we will close the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. They closed it, and this has happened for the first time in like 150 years. They closed the church for 3 days. Tourists start to cancel their trips to Israel. Economic start to go down. They gave up and they said, you know what, don't pay property tax. This is just an example that we still have the power in this country. Okay? Now, water, we have drinking water every day. Each one gets 2 bottles of water in the morning and the evening, whenever you want. If you need more, you can take more. This is free of charge from the agency. And it is recommended in this country to have bottled mineral water all the time. Okay? What's that?
Oats? Is that oats that grow?
Oat trees, yeah. This is one of 3 crossing from Jordan to Israel. There's 3 crossings. This one, the northern one, is Beit Sha'an crossing, or Sheikh Hussein crossing. This city you see here called Beit Sha'an, and Beit Sha'an is a biblical city. If you remember, if you read the Bible, you will know that King Saul and his sons were killed and they were hanged on the walls of Beit Sha'an. So this is the modern Beit Sha'an. Still we have an ancient city, a Roman city you can go and visit. Currency in Israel is shekels. 1 USD equals plus minus 3.55 shekels. So $100, that is 355 shekels. Shekels, the shekel is a biblical figure as well, mentioned in the Old Testament and mentioned in the New Testament. In the Old Testament, Herod the Great, the king of the Roman Empire at that time, he enforced that the Jews have to pay tax to enter to the temple. half a shekel. It is mentioned several times in the Bible. That is from the Old Testament. And in the New Testament, once Jesus and Peter, not you, Saint Peter, were in Capernaum. This is a site, the village of Capernaum. This is where Jesus lived the last 3 years of his life. Jesus wanted to enter to the synagogue, to the Jewish synagogue. The Jews told Peter that you need to pay half a shekel for you and half a shekel for your master in order to enter to the temple. This is the tax. But they had no money. Peter went to Jesus and told him, what shall I do? Jesus said, go to the Sea of Galilee, you will catch a fish, and inside the mouth of the fish you will see a coin. Take it and pay our taxes. Hence, we have a fish here, we call it St. Peter's fish. This is where it came from. St. Peter fish is the tilapia fish. You know the tilapia fish, but here we call it St. Peter. You go to a restaurant, you open the menu, St. Peter's fish. Now some people, they say that there's a cross on the forehead of the fish. Believe me, I had thousands of St. Peter's fish. I never found a cross. So if you find one, that will be our lunch tomorrow, St. Peter fish. If you find one, call me. I want to take a selfie with that fish. Okay? Religion in this country, we have Judaism, Christianity and Islam, and there's a couple minor religion, just like Samaritans, Druze, D-R-U-Z-E, Baha'is, and we have Bedouins. During the week we will talk about each one of them. Okay? No Hindus. Yeah, that's how they how they water. This is one of this.
What they grow.
Here I think it's spinach. Yeah, this area is very known by spinach. The whole area here called the Jezreel Valley. This is the edge of it, but when we go to Mount Tabor we will see a nice view of the Jezreel Valley, and we will talk about it a little bit. This is your first trip for everyone here, or?
First
Yes?
trip.
First time?
First time.
First time, okay, good.
Except Peter.
Now, language in this country, we have Hebrew, Arabic. We have 3 official languages: Hebrew, Arabic, and give a guess. English, Russian. Russian became just recently, 2 years ago, became an official language. There's 1 million plus Russians in the country. It is important for Israel to bring immigrants from outside, give them Israeli citizenship in order to balance the population with the Arabs.
Was that Russian Jews that came?
Mixed. You will see Russian Christians, Russian atheists, Russian Jews, mixed. They come here, they give them Israeli citizenship in order to balance the population, not to balance, to be always more than the Arabs. This is for election purposes, voting. Okay? So now if you call a medical center, recorder will come up. For Hebrew, press 1, for Russian, press 2, for Arabic, press 3. If you come in 2-3 years, I think also on the road signs, they will add Russian to it. So hopefully today we will do Mount Tabor, and we will be able to do the village of Cana, then back to the Sea of Galilee. Tomorrow we will do the Church of Mount of Beatitudes. This is the Sermon on the Mount. Then the Church of Multiplication. This is where Jesus had the 2 fish and the 5 loaves and fed the Tabgha, exactly. Then the primacy of St. Peter, the third appearance for Jesus after resurrection took place on the shores of the Sea of Galilee. And then we will go to the village of Capernaum. This is where Jesus stayed at Peter's mother-in-law house. He stayed there for 3 years. This is where he started his ministry. That's where he picked his disciples, and many miracles took place there. Also, we will have a boat ride tomorrow. I'd rather to do it first thing in the morning. We will see if there's booking. If no, we will do it maybe after lunch. Then we will head to Nazareth, the childhood village of Jesus. This is where he lived. We know Jesus was born in Bethlehem, then fled to Egypt and came back to Nazareth, and he lived until around 30 years old. He was there. Then he moved to Capernaum the last 3 years. After that, the last week he spent it in Jerusalem. Okay, that will be tomorrow. After tomorrow, we need to expect some delays, some changing in the schedule. We still committed to do everything in the schedule, but we may do one site before another. This is due because now is high season and we will know that church is packed. We will do something else instead, then we will go back to it, depend on the situation. Okay, after tomorrow we will go to Haifa. This is the third largest city in Israel. The first largest city is Jerusalem, around 1 million people. The second is Tel Aviv, where we will visit on Saturday. That's 500,000 people. And Haifa is the third largest, 260,000 people. But Haifa became, we call it the best of all cities. Why is that? Because Muslims, Christians and Jews, they live together. They live in the same building. Elsewhere, we will have a neighborhood for Jews, a neighborhood for Muslims, a neighborhood for Christians. But Haifa is mixed, and they celebrate all holidays together. They greet each other. We never heard a problem in Haifa between different religions. So I wonder why not all the country like that. So we need your prayers to have peace, to let people accept each other's, to let people respect other religion. Okay? So in Haifa we will see the Baha'i gardens. This is one of the minorities, the Baha'is. We will talk about them. Then we go to the church of Stella Maris, the Star of the Sea. This is where Elijah, the cave of Elijah. Then we will go to Caesarea, a Roman city built by Herod the Great. And we will end the day in Jaffa and Tel Aviv. When you say Tel Aviv is Jaffa and Jaffa is Tel Aviv. It's one city. Jaffa is the ancient city, while Tel Aviv is the modern city. Jaffa is mentioned in the Old Testament when King Solomon built the temple in Jerusalem, he brought the wood, the cedar wood from Lebanon, and it entered to Jaffa. And also, you know the story of Jonah and the well that happened on the shores of Jaffa. In the New Testament, we have the house of Simon the tanner. This is where St. Peter went, when he slept on the roof and he saw the vision, a sheet filled with all kind of food coming down, and told him, Peter, kill and eat. And we will see the church where Peter raised Tabitha from the dead. Then we will head to our hotel in Bethlehem. That's the first 3 days, and after that we have the Dead Sea area, the lowest point on earth, 450 meters below sea level, so that's 1,300 feet below sea level. You will have a float in the Dead Sea. Just float, we don't call it swimming there. You will see the site of Qumran. This is where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. And we will go to Jericho, the oldest city in the world. You'll take the cable car all the way to the top of Mount of Temptation, where Jesus was tempted 40 days and 40 nights. After that we have Bethlehem and Jerusalem, starting from the pools of Bethesda, the Via Dolorosa, the 14 stations, all the way to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. You will see the tomb of Jesus and Golgotha, where he was crucified. In Bethlehem, and also we have the Mount of Olives. You will visit the Church of Pater Noster, which is Our Father, where Jesus taught his disciples the Lord's Prayer. The Church of Gethsemane, where Jesus was betrayed and arrested. And then we have a visit to Mount Zion. This is the house of Caiaphas, the high priest, the corrupted priest. And this is where Jesus kept the night before his crucifixion. So in the coming 6 days, I think you will do almost everything in this country, which is good. What about Jordan? You just came from Jordan. Jordan River, you mean? Yeah, Jordan River. We can do it when we go to Jericho. Now, there's two sides. We'll see. There's one here up north, and there's one next to Jericho, the same river. We'll see. Sorry? I think it happened next to Jordan, next to Jericho, because he got baptized and he crossed to Jericho. Most the sites are churches. We have Qumran, that's a national park. Caesarea, that's a national park. The Jordan River is a national park. I am a Christian, Palestinian Christian, and our friend the driver is Palestinian Muslim. Yeah.
So when you say you're a Christian, what do you mean?
I'm a believer.
Really?
Yeah. You know, Christians in this country, I told you we are less than 1%, okay? But we are here and we will stay here, and we are the ones who are taking care of all these churches you are going to see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because,
Thank you.
in Jordan, everybody said they're Christian. All the guys said they're Christian.
No, I can prove it if you want. You want to see my tattoo?
I don't prove, but nobody. It's okay.
Yeah. Yes, many people are converting to Christianity now, especially locals it's hidden, like they do it in secret. But China, man, Chinese are coming and getting converted to Christianity in the Holy Land. Every day we have a plane lands in Tel Aviv. Chinese, they go to Jordan River to get baptized.
Wow.
I think you will see them. Hundreds you will see going inside the river to get baptized. I think Christianity is illegal in China, or they are a bit persecuted a little bit. So that's why they come here and they do it here, which is something really, really, really good. Yeah.
Are the people happy with the election?
Some elections, some people have, some don't like. They got 50, so 50 not happy. It was, he got 46, another one got 45, so half the population not happy. To our right, you will see Mount Tabor. This is where we are going to. That will be our first site. You see the church on the top?
Yeah, the brown up there.
Yeah, that is the church. This bus is not allowed to go all the way to the top, so we have like 2 hours hike. No, I'm joking. We will take shuttle taxis to the top. Okay.
Mama, you ready? You ready to 2-hour hike?
Y'all get some good pictures. Get some good pictures.
You see on the top there's a brown church and there's a red roof as well. The red roof is for the Greek Orthodox Church. The one to the right is the Catholic Church. Okay?
Yeah.
You see this line of trees to the right and to the left?
Yeah.
This is eucalyptus trees. Those trees are not native, they brought them from. Those trees, you see now to my right, those trees are not native from here, they brought them from Britain.
Oh.
And this is because this area was full of swamps,
Okay.
and they wanted to dry the fields, and this kind of tree helped to suck the water. So you will see them everywhere in this area. This is 1948. Started in 1948.
We in Israel. Thank you for driving us here safely. Was his birthday. Well, it is his birthday.
What that is right there?
Before,
Now, is this a meatless meal?
Hey there.
Right.
We're now walking up Mount Tabor in the Holy Land of Israel.
Oui.
Oui. Tu vas là pour être calme.
We will read a verse from the book of Matthew. It's Matthew 17. And after that, we will explain the church and the surrounding area. Okay?
After 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter, James, John, and brother James, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. There he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. Just then there appeared before them Moses and Elijah, talking with Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will put 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." When the disciples heard, they fell face down on the ground, terrified. But Jesus came and touched them. "Get up," he said. "Don't be afraid." When they looked up, they saw no one except Jesus. Start right there in line. The disciples asked him, "Why then do teachers of the law say that Elijah must come first?" Jesus replied, "To be sure, Elijah comes first and will restore all things. But I tell you, Elijah has already come, and they did not recognize him, but have done to him everything they wished. In the same way, the Son of Man is going to suffer at their hands." Then the disciples understood that he was talking to them about John the Baptist.
Thank you. Now the question is, who appeared to Jesus here? Moses and Elijah. Why Moses and Elijah? What do you think?
They both ascended.
Exactly. Moses represents the Jewish law. Elijah represents the prophets, and the voice told them, listen to him. What that mean? That means that the old stories, the old way should give the way to the new. Okay, so the prophets and the laws, you need to listen to Jesus. This is the first time that Jesus showed his divine appearance for the disciples, right? Now, you are going, wherever we go in the Holy Land, you're gonna ask me, how do you know that this is Mount Tabor? How do you know that this is the tomb of Jesus? How do you prove that this is the place where Jesus was born? Why this, why that? Okay, so let me give you just a brief history. How do you know about all these places? Now, Jesus died what year? 33 AD, right? And who came in the year 312?
Constantine.
Constantine and his mother, Queen Helena. They came here. They had two goals. One of them to find the true cross, and one of them is to find all the places where Jesus had miracles, where Jesus was born, where he was crucified. That was their goal. Okay. Now Constantine, he was pagan. He was not a believer, right? He saw a vision. He was in Rome. He saw a vision. He was going to a war and he was losing the war. The vision told him, put the cross sign on the shields, have flags with the cross, and you will win the war. And that's exactly what happened. This is how they became believers. So they came to the Holy Land in the year 312. Now, from Jesus 33 until 312, we have around 279, 300, let's say, years. 300 years, that is how many generations? Remember, at that time, people, they used to live 100, 110, 120. They had no McDonald's. They had no KFC, right? So people, they used to live. They used to be healthy, and they used to live longer. So we are talking about 2 generations between Jesus and between Helena. 2 to 3, let's say, generations. Okay? Now, 2 to 3 generations is nothing. But if you go, you ask your grandfather where Jesus was born, if he lived that time, he will tell you, yeah, this is the place where Jesus was born. Like, I know where's my grandfather, where his shop. Now, if we come after 200 years, we will know the Twin Towers in New York and what happened after 200 years. That is something. And we are talking about normal people, my grandfather and your grandfather. But how about when we talk about someone who was significant, like Jesus? Everyone knew him, everyone followed him, everyone listened to him. So this is how she did it, Helena. She came here and she went to Bethlehem and she interviewed people. She brought the elders, the old people. She brought them, please, individually. Tell me, your father, your grandfather, what he used to tell you about the birthplace of Jesus. You told me, this is the place. I'll ask you, and you, and you, and you. Almost she got 99% confirmation from different people that this is the place where Jesus was born. Okay, same thing happened in this place. So what happened is that she started building churches in all places to commemorate that event. And hundreds of churches were built during Helena's time. The most 4 important churches, or I'll say 3 important churches during her time: the Holy Sepulchre Church, the Nativity Church where Jesus was born, and Paternoster. This is on top of Mount of Olives, and we will visit where Jesus taught his disciples the Lord's Prayer. Okay, this is, now we have areas here. I will tell you this side, area A, that mean no doubt. We have archaeology, we have all the evidence that this is the place. I'll give you an example, the Sea of Galilee. We read in the Bible, Jesus walked in the Sea of Galilee. We have just one Sea of Galilee. So that is an area A. When you go to Capernaum, we will prove for you that this is the one, 100%. Okay? Now, site B, that means a Byzantine tradition. That means Helena's time and Constantine, when they came and started asking people and they built churches. This is site B. That means, for me, very close to the 100%. Let's say 80%. So this place, how do you know that this is the place? Because we found a Byzantine church. When I say Byzantine, that is 4th, 5th, 6th century AD. Okay? Now, in 614, in the year 614 AD, we have the Persians. They came, invaded the country. From 614 until 629, 15 years, they destroyed every single church built by the Byzantines, except the Church of Nativity. When we go there, we will tell you why. They destroyed everything. Now, in the year 1099, the Crusaders came. The Crusaders came. You remember Helena? She came here. She started asking people. The Crusader came looking for the Byzantine remains, the ruins of the Byzantine churches, and they start building Crusader churches on top of the Byzantine remains. So many places we are going inside. Again, I tell you, look at the mosaics on the floor. This is from the 4th century. This is from the Byzantine era. Look at the pillars. Those are from the Crusaders, which were destroyed later by the Muslims. Many of them destroyed by the Muslims. Many of them converted to mosques. Many of them stayed as is. Okay, so you will see in one place, you will see Byzantine remains, Crusader remains, and the modern church. Okay, now Antonio Berluzzi, this name you are going to hear this name hundreds of times. Antonio Berluzzi, he's an architect. He came to the Holy Land to build the modern churches on top of the Byzantine and Crusader remains. This guy built the most important churches in the country. He built for the Christians also. He built hospitals, schools, universities. He's a well-known man. I wonder what's his bank account look like. So he built many churches, and you will hear his name a lot. He was good in reading the Bible, this guy. And he explained, or he explained the story in the Bible in his structure. Here, if you look at the church, you will see on the right and on the left 2 towers.
Yeah.
That is one for Elijah, one for Moses. In the middle is Jesus. And inside the church also you will see a small chapel, Elijah, small chapel, Moses, then the main church where Jesus transfigured. Okay?
Okay.
This church was built in 1927. We will visit the modern church, then we go up there to see the Byzantine ruins and the Crusader ruins, then a very nice view of the Jezreel Valley, and I have many stories to tell you up there, okay? Take 5, 7, 10 minutes, as much as you like. Go inside and we will meet outside. Let's have a group photo for they asked me to take a group photo. Is that okay? Yeah. See, now we will go straight, then we go downstairs to get to the altar. Okay. This is the modern church. The Crusader stairs were here.
That's 1,000
That is 1099. The Crusaders. They used to go down here in order to go to the
Stairs down there.
Yeah.
Can't see through there really.
You can take photos. Hats off, please. Hats off, please. You're the one who can.
That's Justin's official photographer.
Okay.
I want this picture.
We have to be quiet in here. Moses, Jesus, Elijah.